Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Apollo Justice. 1 second, the mic seems to have slipped on me. There we go. We are now in the middle of talking to Lamiroir, as you can see here. But before we do that, let's present our badge. Would you mind taking a look at this, Lamiroir?
I'm sorry, I'm not sure what to say. I wish I could help you.
Don't worry about it. Certainly one of the most pleasant refusals I've had. Alright, now we can talk to her. Let's talk about herself. The Republic of Virginia. That's in Northern Europe, right? I've never even heard of it.
I started out singing in a restaurant. Then a producer called me. Before I knew it, here I am.
You don't say! You know, my daddy plays piano in a restaurant. The producers tend to look for talent, Trucy. Ouch! Lamiroir, you're not from Virginia originally? Were you born here?
Well...
Oh, is that supposed to be a secret? Image is everything when you're a star. I know a bit about that, of course.
Ah, yes, it is something like this. A contract, you might say. I'm also not to speak anything but Bourgeois in public.
Image is important, I guess. She's not all image, though. Her songs are lovely. A real landscape painter in sound. A painter in what? She travels the world, turning the sights she sees into music. That's the secret to your music's beauty, right?
You're very perceptive.
Oh, I use your songs all the time in my stage act. I don't have to pay royalties for that, do I? Stop while you're ahead, Trucy.
This landscape painter in sound, too, is an image. Yet without it, my songs would not be so widely heard.
They even call you the siren of the ballad, right?
Yes, in Bourgeois, Lamiroir means the siren.
Hint, hint.
I fear that, perhaps, already I am not the siren I once was.
Talk about Machi. You're a pianist. Machi, was it? He's cute, like a porcelain doll. He's very European.
I met him while singing in restaurants in Bourgeois. He is an orphan, yet his playing is exquisite. Soon, he came to live with me.
It's like a fairy tale, almost. I notice he hardly leaves your side.
Yes, well, he is blind. At first, I hesitated at dragging him across the world.
He doesn't speak English either, does he?
He had never left Bourgeois before we met. I made his presence part of my contract. Machi and I together are Lamiroir, together always. Mr. Letus was my new manager.
New?
Yes, from 3 months ago. Around when I received Mr. Gavin's invitation to come. I met Mr. Letus at my office. He was to be my manager and bodyguard. And, as it turned out, my interpreter.
Interpreter? Even though you speak English?
Yes, but we were to visit more places than just here. We had a concert in Japan scheduled after this one. Though I fear that may have to be cancelled now.
Was Mr. Latouche from the Republic of Virginia too?
Well, he was only with me for 3 months. I'm afraid that there is much I do not know about him. And now, I shall never know. No one will even tell me why he has died.
I'm sorry. Prosecutor Gavin said we weren't to talk to anyone.
Mr. Latouche was a talented man. The siren of the ballad. That phrase was his idea, you know. I am happy for him that it has become so well known.
The siren. That's what he meant. Huh? Apollo? You are the siren, right, Lamiroir?
That is the meaning of my name in Bourgonese, yes. It was the name my producer gave me. But why do you ask?
It's very important. I had to know for sure if the siren was you.
Huh? What do you mean, important?
I'll tell you. You deserve to know. Siren. It turns out that's a very important word in this case. How? When we found Mr. Latouche, he was still alive.
What?
I heard him say something. His last words. Mr. Latouche! Can you hear me? As witness. Hang in there, Mr. Latouche. Tell me, who was the witness? The witness is Siren. He said siren. Really? I was the only one there to hear it, but I'm sure that's what he said.
Mr. Latouche said that? Ask the witness?
And you're the siren, Lamiroir. Did you see what happened? Lamiroir?
Might I ask, are you with the police?
Well, no. I'm a defense attorney.
An attorney? Yet there have been no arrests, yes?
Is that a problem?
Does an attorney not work for a client? If you have no client, you should leave the investigation to the police, I think.
But Lamiroir,
I am sorry, but I cannot answer your questions. I'm afraid you lack the authority to ask them.
She just went tight-lipped all of a sudden. Why? If she witnessed the crime, why won't she tell us?
I believe we are through here.
I believe so. Well, before we do that, let's present this first. Pretty sure this is hers. That reminds me. Does this brooch look familiar to you?
My brooch? Yes! Well, it may be mine.
Yours, Lamiroir?
I was wearing a brooch earlier, you see. I must have lost it.
Well, that explains the brooch we found. It was Lamiroir's.
Thank you. I was wondering where I dropped it.
So this brooch belongs to her. That begs the question. Is something wrong, Apollo? What was this brooch doing at the crime scene? 'Tis a mystery that we will probably never find out. Not at this point anyway, she's not gonna say anything. Let's go into the hallway. There's nothing here. Okay, let's keep moving. There's still nothing here. Wow, that piano looks much bigger close up. Machi plays so beautifully. Yeah, like a real pianist. That's just silly, Apollo. How can you call someone as good as Machi a pianist? Why, that's like throwing him in the same class as Daddy. Good thing Mr. Wright didn't hear that one. Wow. Look at all these electronic devices. I'm guessing they have something to do with sound. I guess when we can fiddle. Let's see here. Don't touch that. A healthy curiosity is the key to a good investigation. When in doubt, fiddle. That's what Daddy always says. They should require parents testing clearly. Oh, I lost my screen for a second there. Now that's a big instrument case. That's a case for a contrabass, I think. You could fit 20 violins in here, I bet. It may look like a violin, but it's a completely different instrument. You could fit 5 truces in there, I bet. Hey, are you comparing me to an instrument? I wonder who left it sitting open like that. Look, a ladder. I guess they need one to work on the lights and such. Why don't they use a stepladder? I prefer stepladders, really. Is that so wrong? Not wrong, just, well, why do you prefer stepladders? They're so much more flexible than plain old ladders. I prefer my ladders rigid and stable, thank you. Well, there's our stepladder versus ladder joke. What a big stage! It's on a whole other scale than the Wonder Bar. The lights were so bright I couldn't see the whole first part of the concert. I'd love to do my act on a stage like this someday. Well, in Ace Attorney 6, okay. Just hold back on the lights for my eyes' sake, please. You'll be too blinded by my magic to worry about lights. You probably don't want to blind the audience if you plan on showing them magic. Is there anything else I should check out here? Look, it's a postcard of Lamiroir. What are these letters at the bottom? I've never seen these before. It must be her native tongue, Borginese.
A landscape painter in sound. This is how it would translate, roughly. Please, take one.
A landscape painter in sound. That's a nice image. Is this literally what I needed? I was thinking about it too because I examined it before and Paul mentioned we had to look for it again when we had Trucy. I just had a feeling, but I wasn't sure if I had to. Oh, man. I love how open-ended the original games were, but at the same time, like, I wouldn't mind having Ace Attorney 5's little thing that says what you need to do next, but you wouldn't need to go there immediately. It would just be like there just to remind you, hey, you need to do this. Whoa, who's there now? Oh, it's you. Where were you? Emma. Is something wrong? She looks grumpier than usual. You bet something's wrong. The impossible's happened. It's all your fault, you know. Oops, maybe this is about us leaving the crime scene. What do you mean by impossible? Well, it's gone. Utterly gone. What's gone? The body's stupid. What else? Mr. Latusse's body has disappeared. What? Wait, how does that work? Prosecutor Galvin. From your vacant stare, I gather you've heard the news. I heard Mr. Latusse's body has gone missing. Look for yourself. What? Quite the pickle. Quite the pickle. How can you just stand there? We have to start the There's no need for alarm, Fraulein Detective. All entrances and exits have been sealed. The body will not leave the building. So I suggest we go find ourselves a cadaver. There will be plenty of time to ponder the whys later. Well, you seem pretty sure of yourself, Mr. Galvin. Oh, we'll find him. I'm rather enjoying this. How could Mr. Latusse's body just disappear? Well, you heard the man. Let's get to searching. Hey, I don't know if this is exactly the right time, but... Yes, Darian. See, Geeter's gone missing. It was in the dressing room. Geeter? Who's Geeter? That's what I call my guitar. You like, man? Your guitar was stolen. This hasn't been a good day for guitars or guitars. Okay, body first, then guitar. And if someone finds that guitar, please bring it to our dressing room. Geeter's like a missing person, not lost and found, man. Yeah, well, dead body's kind of more important here, so... Disappearing act, let's talk. Well, this sure is, what did he call it? A sausage? No, wait, it was a pickle. And it's your pickle. I told you to stay in the room. Sorry. Not much else I can say. It's alright. Top priority now is finding that body. You can make it up to me later. 10 bags or so of chocolate snackoos should do the trick nicely. You should watch your sugar intake, Emma. Is there anything I need to present here? I guess we could examine the space where the body was for now. Should be a body here, but there's not. How could this have happened, and why? A .45 caliber revolver, very deadly. You know, Apollo, I was wondering, what's a caliber, and what does 45 mean? Huh? You want me to tell you? It's the size of the barrel. Simply put, the larger the caliber, the bigger the round. The bullet, in other words. Bigger bullets do more damage. Wow, chalk went up for forensic science. You know it. But it's not 45 inches, right? That'd be too big. What's the unit of measurement they use, Miss Science? Well? Hush. Kids shouldn't ask so many questions. As in, you don't know. I guess we're not talking to Javier, so I guess we'll come back out here again. Let's go back to the stage. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Huh. Does something seem different to you, Apollo? Something is definitely different here. Let's check it out. That stage there must have been lowered before. That's the tower that Lamar and Prosecutor Gavin were singing on. Someone must have raised it. Huh. I don't see a way to control it from here. Apollo, what about that ladder there against the wall? We could use that to take a look up top. Maybe we should get Emma. What are you talking about? We have to see this sort of thing for ourselves. I'm not so good with heights. Stop whining and start climbing. Ugh. Didn't look that high from below, really. When we got to the top, I felt every one of those 20 feet down. Of course, I wasn't thinking about the heights anymore. Not after what we found up there. Ah! Found two things we were looking for, and one thing we never expected to find. What? Oh! The body, guitar in hand, and the pianist, Machi Tabaye. Well then. Okay. Wow, that concert last night sure went south in a hurry. No kidding. Why did they arrest Machi? Why? Don't look at me like it's my fault. Machi Tabaye, the blind pianist. Arrested on suspicion of murdering Romain Latouche. I can't believe such a cute little boy could do something so horrible. I guess they had proof of some kind. What proof could possibly prove that? Morning. Prosecutor Gavin? What a night, eh? I apologize for being so upset. Mr. Gavin, do you know what's going on? Why did they arrest Machi? Why? Don't look at him like it's his fault either. It was tough for me too. We performed together that night, after all. Yet, the power that we say that given the circumstances, it could only have been him. What do you mean by the circumstances? Lamiroir was invited from Virginia as an ambassador of goodwill. It is vital that this case be wrapped up swiftly. That's all the powers that we want, really. Well, those are circumstances, alright. What makes Machi the only possible suspect? Herr Forehead, you seem to have forgotten that you're talking to the prosecution. The enemy. Right. I think I like this side of Prosecutor Gavin better, actually. I'm not at liberty to discuss the particulars of the case. Especially not to the defense attorney. What? Did you just say? Me? The defense attorney? That's what I came to tell you. He's down at the detention center. He wants to request your services. Me? You mean Machi? Machi wants me?
This is what you've been waiting for. We've been waiting for, Apollo. Let's get going.
Right. Good luck. I'm off to question Lamiroir. Right. Later. I hope I'm up to this. What a nice guy, Gavin. This is kind of nice considering all the prosecutors before him.
Well, I just don't get it. I refuse to believe a cute little kid like that could do something so terrible.
Said that already.
Machi, everything's gonna be okay. We're here for you.
Hi. Maybe you can tell me about last night? Oh.
Huh?
That was when I realized how tough it must be. A little kid like this. In a country so far from everything he's ever known.
Maybe Lamiroir can help?
Didn't Prosecutor Gavin say she was with him? Good luck. I'm off to question Lamiroir.
Well, what are we gonna do?
That's, a good question. Can't think of anything we can do but go with this. And hope for the best at the trial tomorrow. Holy shit. Machi, I wish you knew some English. This is not gonna help us. To be continued. We are continuing, but we only have like about 5 minutes in? Maybe less than that? I don't know. I'm not saving yet. Because I got really sidetracked and couldn't figure out what the heck I was missing while I was trying to do this. Anyway, let's begin. Court is now in session for... how do I say that? Machi Tabaye, Your Honor, the pixie of the Arpegio. Arpeggio. That's what I was looking for. Arpeggio, excuse me. Right, his trial. Court is in session.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution is A-OK, Herr Judge. Very well, Prosecutor Gavin. My opening statement, yeah? No, actually. There was something else I wanted to ask you about. Yes? Say you're going to visit someone in the hospital with an incurable disease. What do you say to them? I mean, you wouldn't say get well soon, right? You'd only be kicking them when they're down.
What are you talking about?
Actually, I'm going to visit someone who is terminally ill. Right after this trial. The Chief Justice's son.
The Chief Justice?
His son is afflicted with a terrible disease. He doesn't have long, it seems. Well, this is quite a downer all of a sudden, so I thought I'd go pay him a visit. I feel like this is going to be very important later, otherwise why would we have this conversation? I know the judge is kind of aloof, but come on. I thought saying something moving might be the order of the day.
Why don't grown-ups ever just say what's on their mind instead of pretending?
Looking at me with something like disgust.
Hey, what are you looking at me like that for?
In any case, I'm a bit busy today, so let's wrap this up quickly. Prosecutor Gavin, your opening statement, briefly. You're in luck, Herr Judge. I believe you'll be going on your hospital visit sooner than you think. First, to review the victim in this case, Romain Letus is age 35.
The global manager for Diva Songstress Lamiroir. The cause of death, blood loss due to being shot by a large caliber revolver. This report has all the details. The court accepts this into evidence. Thanks. 45 caliber? That's quite large, isn't it? A direct hit from that could knock a man off his feet. However, the bullet struck him in the shoulder. The damage to the body was slight. Death was not immediate. Sadly, his blood loss was such that he could not be saved. I suppose the victim's condition could have been much worse, considering. See, it can't be Machi. He can't shoot a 45 caliber gun! 2 shots were fired. 1 shot missed, the other penetrated and passed through the victim's shoulder. Both bullets were found in the wall at the scene. Observe the diagram. This is where the bullets hit. I see. The court accepts this evidence. If we're to talk about a 45 caliber revolver, we must assume that the killer was adept at the weapon's use.
Really? Yeah, apparently. Weapons that size have a powerful kickback. If, say, the judge tried to fire one, it'd break every bone in his body.
The defense will take more care in choosing examples. As I was saying, the victim was shot backstage in the dressing room. This dressing room has only one entrance, this door. That does seem to be the case, yes. However, there were witnesses who heard the gunshots.
He's talking about you and Emma, huh?
Yet when the witnesses entered the room, it was empty, save for the victim's body, of course. But that's impossible. Exactly. This murder was impossible. For all but one person. One person? And that is, of course, the defendant, Machi Tabaye. Only this defendant could have committed the crime. But how? It's quite simple. The circumstances of the crime scene make it clear. Very well, I assume you have testimony to back up this claim. Let the witness please take the stand. We shall let them take the stand in the next video, because we are now, yes, we should be perfectly good and all that stuff after I cut everything. So I'll see you guys in the next video.